we'll tell you what the actual average boxing trainer makes a year. And from the low end, and I'm going to share from the high end. When you know what you're doing, you got all this stuff intact. You ain't figuring this shit out no more. You actually know what you're doing. And like I said, a lot of boxing trainers make more than doctors. Thing about it is what we're going to do is teach you guys how everybody can do it. And here's a couple of things that I went behind my journey that really got me to the place I was in, because I thought I was badass the day that I was able to wrap hands. And these are the things that I wanted to share. Like, there are so many placebo effect things that a lot of our guys do and go through an experience. And a lot of you will hire boxing trainers. So you might be fighters. And a lot of you are just fans of boxing and you like to strike. And so congratulations to you. We welcome all of that. But the thing is, really learning for us how important it is for you to know exactly what we have to do to prepare for you. So if you're a boxing trainer, it's going to be important for you to really take notes, because I'm going to go behind the scenes and share exactly what I did and what I used and how I got to the level of knowing that I could do this like nobody else. And so the first thing that I learned is that boxing is such a high. I mean, no matter what anybody says, there's no amount of money that sets you on a buzz like learning boxing, knowing that you're going to be one of these guys that actually know how to do something that very few people on the planet know how to do. When you're learning the mechanics of just mitt training, and I'm going to tell you a story about these mitts. When I first got in and I saw one of the best to ever do it, and my uncle was partners with John Brown, who owned Ringside. And the day that I learned of, there are different methods of doing mitt training, I saw Roger Mayweather popping the mitts. And my uncle said, no matter what you do, you can pick up the phone and you can hit John up and he'll position you and take care of you in a different kind of way. So when you are boxing training, you do have access to people that you would have never. That's one of the main reasons you see me with so many different levels of celebrity, from the top people in the world of boxing that you just rub shoulders with everybody. And then the fans of boxing, like I said, you go guys like Sylvester Stallone and my boys who actually run the biggest boxing show on YouTube. All of these different, and of course, Hall of Famers on it. So, but there's no limit to the people that are interested in it, that people that will follow. But what you got to learn is these few things that are required to actually do this. And when I first saw Roger and I saw him patting those things, these mitts are 24 years old. They'll be 25 the beginning of next year. 25 years old, and they don't go anywhere. I would never get rid of them. But these are laser mitts. These are punch accuracy mitts. If you can if you can learn how to teach boxing where a guy's hitting that every time, crispy clean, you got a real fighter. But, the reality is I will wake up in the morning and I would set my day. I always wrote on my index cards. And see, my index cards were an indication of what came out of my brain. So as it transformed, one of the things that I like to encourage my trainers who are watching or aspiring trainers, there are people who have looked on the out perimeters and they decided, okay, I want to do this. Well, I'm going to tell you what you need. If you're going to do this shit for real, the first thing you're going to need is you need a personality. And I have a list of things that I'm going to tell you when you are doing it, why does it require it? One of the things when I say about a personality is because I'm a full energy guy. I love people, right? I love to do what I do for people. And when you got that ability and having a personality, what that does is allows you to morph it into the next ability that God gives you that gift for. So personality is knowing how to interact with people no matter what. So when I first walked into the big box gym, the first thing that I knew is I knew what I was doing because I had enough index cards written down that there was no question what I was going to do. And so when I would meet new people, I realized that none of these people know what I know. So that's why boxing is so good. And that's why being a boxing trainer, it gives you such a leg up on everybody else. And so you always have something to bring to them. There's nobody. I can go to the Miami Dolphins arena. I can go to the Miami Heat arena. I can go to the University of Miami football stadium. I can go to all of the greatest sporting facilities, Orlando Magic. I can go all over, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I can go to any one of these institutes and nobody will know boxing. It doesn't matter. I can go to the medical facilities. I can go to the colleges. I can go to the high schools. I can go to the business offices. I can go to the fitness gyms. Nobody knows boxing. So it creates what we call a proprietary offering to people. So no matter who I walked up on, I knew they didn't know boxing. And so that's how I accrued my first clients in the big box gyms. So when you're first starting, they're expecting a trainer to make $40,000, right? And that's good, especially for 25 years ago. The reality is that's what it will happen if you are just playing the game. Now, the average good trainer was making 30 to 40. If you graduated from college and that was your field, you come out, you're going to make $30,000. That's guaranteed. And that was more than nurses was making at the turn of the century. When I came in, I went from making $48,000 the first half of the year to $158,000. So I knew I was different than everybody, and everybody else knew I was different. And the person that owned the gym, who was worth $250 million himself, knew this isn't just some guy, right? I had built systems. So what was unique about what I did? I had personality, and I was able to approach people. And every single person that I saw, they were literally my client. So I could go and pick anyone that would demonstrate. I would show them something, and they were like, do you have a spot available do you train people? That was it. And so this is where a lot of the trainers in the industry now, they don't quite understand how simple it is to get people, because you think you're not any different than any other trainer, but you are. That's why I recommend, if you're going to train, if you're not going to be a full-blown boxing trainer, make sure you have that repertoire and stuff. And I'm going to show you exactly what you can use in order to accredit it yourself to be that. And the next thing you're going to do is you got to learn, because knowing the knowledge is half the battle. You have to learn the process of becoming a trainer, a real trainer that knows how to display the actual thing that you do great. And another reason I said personality is so powerful is because you have to stop making it about you. And the sooner you learn how to not make it about you, then the better off you're going to be in this industry.